Hey there, welcome over here to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you 5 new one-pot meals that you will be wanting to make over and over again. They are just simply that good. Also, thank you so much, Johnsonville, for sponsoring today's video. And let's go head over to my kitchen and start cooking. We're kicking today off by making this outstanding creamy Parmesan Orzo with chicken and asparagus. So to begin, I have 2 medium to large sized chicken breasts right here. Of course, you could use more or less depending on your family's needs. I'm seasoning them on both sides with a dash of onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, and salt and pepper. I have about a tablespoon of olive oil right here in my pan on the stove. Once the oil was hot, I added my chicken. I cooked the chicken on both sides until it reached the internal temperature of 165 degrees. And then I removed the chicken to a separate plate and set it to the side. Now in the same pan that we cooked the chicken, I added an additional tablespoon of olive oil along with a pound of asparagus that I cut into smaller pieces. I let the asparagus get soft and then I removed it to a separate plate and I set the plate to the side. Now in that same pan, I added another tablespoon of olive oil along with a white onion that I diced. I let the onion get soft, and then once it was soft, I added 2 cups of Orzo. If you've never tried Orzo before, it is so good. You really need to. And I let the Orzo cook in my pan for about a minute or so just to get a little bit toasty. After that time, add in 2 cups of half and half along with 3 cups of chicken broth, and then bring this up to a boil and then drop it down to a simmer and let this simmer covered for about 10 minutes. You do want to stir it frequently just so nothing sticks to the bottom of the pan. After your Orzo is cooked, it should be looking something like this. So at this point, go ahead and add back in the asparagus that we cooked up earlier, and then also add in 1 cup of Parmesan cheese. The Parmesan is optional, but it will add so much great flavor. Give this a stir and let the Parmesan cheese melt down, and then it is ready to serve. I sliced up the chicken that we cooked earlier and I placed it over the top. This is one of those type of meals that when you start making it, you will want to make it weekly. It is that good. My entire family absolutely loves it. Now, this version of chicken ranch pasta will knock your socks off. It is absolutely that good. If you know me, you know that I have been loving and trusting Johnsonville products for years. Johnsonville makes over 70 different types of sausage, including its newest invention called sausage strips. Right here, they come in 4 different amazing flavors. I'm using original today. I'm using about 4 to 5 sausage strips for this recipe, or you could use regular bacon if you'd like. These sausage strips are great because they have no MSG, they're high in protein, they're fully cooked, and they actually won Best New Breakfast Award in 2021, which is pretty impressive. But after I was through cutting our sausage strips into smaller pieces, I brought them over to my large pot, and you are going to cook them only for a few minutes here in the pot just to make them golden brown. This will really enhance the flavor and kind of make them crisp up a little bit. Now that our sausage strips have a beautiful golden color, with a slotted spoon, I'm removing them to a separate plate and I'm going to set this plate to the side. In the same pan that we cooked our sausage strips, I'm adding a tablespoon of minced garlic. Stir the garlic around until it's fragrant. It only should take about 20 seconds or so. Now add in your 2 cups of chicken broth followed by 1 cup of milk, 1/4 cup of heavy cream, 2.5 cups of cooked shredded chicken. I used a rotisserie chicken, but you could cook your chicken however you choose to do so. And then 8 ounces of penne pasta or any type of pasta you like, 2.5 tablespoons of ranch seasoning, and then a dash of salt and pepper. Give this a really good stir and then bring it up to a boil and then drop it down to a simmer. Let this simmer uncovered for 15 minutes or until the pasta is completely cooked. Now that our pasta is cooked and most of the liquid is absorbed, go ahead and add in your 1 cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese, along with most of the sausage strips that we cooked up earlier. I saved some of the sausage strips to put on top for the end. Give this a really good stir to let the cheese melt down, and then it's ready to serve. Here is my plate of dinner. This is by far my favorite ranch chicken pasta dish. It is just so rich, creamy, and delicious. I think you'll enjoy this one. Next time you are at your local grocery store, make sure you do pick up a pack of the sausage strips. And then you could also go to www.sausagestrips.com and find so many different recipes and ways to cook the sausage strips there. Now we're making this easy Italian chicken skillet. So to my large pot, I'm adding about a tablespoon of olive oil. Once it's hot, go ahead and add your pound of cubed chicken breast. Season the chicken with a dash of salt, pepper, and a half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And then go ahead and cook the chicken until it's about 90% of the way cooked through, so not completely cooked through. At this point, go ahead and add in your 1 diced up onion, and then continue to cook the chicken until it's completely cooked and your onion is soft. Now we're going to be adding in about 2 cups of cherry tomatoes that are sliced in half. Cook the cherry tomatoes in with the chicken for about 2 to 3 minutes. It is time for the basil now, so I'm adding in about 1/4 cup of fresh basil that I sliced, and then 4 cups of fresh spinach. Stir this in and let the spinach wilt down. It should only take about a minute or 2. Spinach tends to wilt down very quickly. And then once it has wilted down like this, add your 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese in, stir it to melt the cheese down, and then it is ready to serve. Here is my plate of food. This is a really, really nice lower carb option. It's also lower dairy, and then it has a ton of flavor. So this has extremely great flavor. We really enjoy it in our home. Now I'm showing you my all-time favorite broccoli and cheese soup. So I'm just starting out by cutting up my broccoli, shredding my carrots, and dicing my onion into smaller pieces. Over to my large pot, I'm adding 1/4 cup of butter. Once the butter has melted down, I'm adding the broccoli, carrots, and onion that we just cut up. Let them soften. It should take about 5 minutes. Now that our veggies are soft, add in your 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Stir it around until the flour no longer looks white. And then you will be adding in your 1.5 cups of chicken broth, followed by a dash of salt and pepper. For your cream and milk, add in 1 cup of heavy cream and then 1 cup of regular milk. Give this a good stir, and then you're going to let this simmer but stir it very frequently for about 10 minutes on your stove or until it has thickened. Now that our soup looks like this, turn the heat off and then add in your 1.5 cups of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. Stir the cheese in to let it melt down, and then your broccoli and cheese soup is ready to serve. This broccoli and cheese soup is perfect for this time of year. I topped mine with a little bit more cheese and salt and pepper. It is so rich, creamy, and divine. Now we're making Hawaiian chicken with coconut pineapple rice. To begin, I have a pound of boneless, skinless chicken thighs right here. To the chicken, add 1/4 cup of low sodium soy sauce, 1/2 cup of canned coconut milk, 2 tablespoons of honey, and then you'll add in 1/4 cup of pineapple juice. I just strained this 20-ounce can of pineapple chunks because you'll need it in a moment, and I only used 1/4 cup of the juice from the pineapple chunks. I saved the rest of the juice for in a moment. But anyways, I added a teaspoon of olive oil and a dash of salt. Give this a stir, and then put cling wrap over the top and let this marinate in your fridge for at least an hour, or you could make this the night before and let it marinate all night and all day while you're at work. Now that my chicken is almost finished marinating in this measuring cup right here, we are going to start on the liquid for the coconut rice. So with the rest of the pineapple juice that we didn't use up from earlier, I added it in along with a 13-ounce can of coconut milk. And then you're going to add water until your measuring cup hits 3 cups. So I added in about a half a cup of water, just, until it hits the 3-cup line, and then whisk this all together and then set it to the side. In my pot right here, I have about a tablespoon of hot olive oil. Now you are going to remove your chicken from the marinade, add it into your pot, and then cook it on each side for about 3 to 4 minutes just to sear it really well. And then after that, remove the chicken to a separate plate. Into the same pot that we just cooked our chicken in, go ahead and add the liquid that we made up for the coconut rice, and then add in your seasoning. So a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of ground ginger, a teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 a teaspoon of pepper. Scrape all of the bits off of the bottom of your pot at this point. There's a lot of flavor in those bits. And then add in your 1.5 cups of jasmine rice, or you could add in long grain white rice, whatever you prefer. And then the can of the pineapple chunks that is drained. Give this a stir, bring it up to a simmer. Add the chicken that we seared a little bit earlier, and then put the lid on top and let this simmer on low for about 20 to 25 minutes or until the rice is tender. This Hawaiian chicken over coconut pineapple rice is definitely restaurant quality. That chicken is perfectly juicy and the rice has so much flavor. I really think you would love this one. My daughter could eat plates and plates full of it. I hope you found a meal for yourself today, and I have so many more videos like this on my channel, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any more in the future. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.